a scientist. I'm not an expert in football. I'm not an expert in football measurements. I changed what all with football. So goddamn hard about holding on to it.
Welcome, everyone, to the Fantasy Millionaires. Thank you for joining us tonight as we talk DFS and the impending civil war that's upon our country. I choose life. You know what? I'm going to be playing, as long as there's football, I'm playing DFS or whatever the civil war happens. So as long as I have an internet connection, I'll be okay. If that goes away, then I'm going to be really angry as a man.
We need this. I mean, we only have a few weeks left of fantasy football, any type of fantasy football. Like, this is all fantasy football, folks, and it's going to be gone in a few short weeks. We have, count them on your fingers, we have 7 freaking games left. It's not good. It's not good.
And there's a civil war coming.
Well, that too. But I mean, civil war.
Enjoy. You got to enjoy, dude.
Yes.
Live it to the fullest.
You got to spend some money too. You got to throw some cash. You can't just be pussyfooting around it, as my dad used to say. You got to go heavy bone with it. So we'll talk about our heavy bone with plays, but that'll be later. We're just going to try to survive the first part. Like a raid on the Capitol. Just try to live.
Yeah, we'll sex up our lineups, but what can't you live without when the Civil War happens? What beyond internet?
Okay.
Like what would you be just distraught if the Civil War takes away from you?
Oh man.
Croissants.
So would Twitter count?
No, if we're gonna rule out any internet stuff.
So nothing. I can't say anything that would be related to the internet.
No internet stuff. What other stuff?
I would miss my couch, just like sleeping in a comfortable place and not fearing death. Yeah, just my couch. That's what I would miss.
Hopefully, you have your couch during the Civil War. You've got a grim outlook, my friend.
It's a civil war, man. It's the Avengers coming to help us. I mean, is Samuel L. going to do something special? I don't know. It's all bananas to me. I just grew up obeying most of the rules, and so I'm just surprised that all of a sudden we don't obey rules anymore. That's what shocks me the most, because I thought Law and Order. That's what I thought. That was my general consensus in life, was Law and Order. That's what I do.
If it gets to the place where we have to make our own food, I might just tap on this wonderful life I've had.
Well, there's a guy I watch on Instagram who is growing his own food, and he has a shelter, a big canvas over it, and he's got the kind of the ribs to protect it, and he's in there eating his arugula lettuce, and he's just like, I'm so glad I know where he lives. He's the first place I'm going to the Civil War to get some fresh organic vegetables so I can survive the first couple weeks of the war. And honestly too, I'm fat. I'm going to look great at the end of this thing if I survive, if I'm not gutted and roasted for my succulent meat. I'm going to look just ripped,
Yeah,
tight.
You come out like a 6-pack, dude.
Yeah, I might get a keg, the deep V to the D, the DV that goes down there.
Yeah,
look down. I got a D.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the V to the D,
Yeah.
You're
trying to get DV'd up.
Yeah, totally. That's what I'm going to be doing, So, it's Bo McBig Time in the chat. Thanks for coming on, my man. Shout out Bo McBig Time. I like that guy. He's good looking, and he's my friend. So,
would you eat a person if there was nothing else to eat?
Wow, we're like doing that Disney Alive movie, and the ant which I did watch the documentary about. That was a crazy experience. You know what? At the end of the day, I can't say I wouldn't. You know,
I wouldn't either.
I just
I get so
can't,
hungry.
Yeah, I get hungry. I do. You know, here's the thing about it. I watched my favorite show before it was taken off and kind of scuttled was Hannibal on NBC. And Mads Mikkelsen, I know it's all fake and stuff, but the way they present it is he is just turning this human flesh or human organs or into the best food you've ever had in your life. I might have to get him involved and might get Mads over and he can help, you know, cook it up because, you know,
I watched some of that show, dude, and he made human beings look scrumptious.
Oh my gosh, I loved it. It was just
all the little accoutrements on the plate and woo-wee.
Yeah, Bo said deep fried anything is good. Yeah, especially with air fryer. You know, hey, have you tried the Todd? We're eating the Todd here from the air fryer. He's so good. You know, so yeah. But I don't want to warn anybody. We're not in an Alex Jones situation where he says stuff like, "I'll kill my neighbor. I'll gut him. I will. I'll kill him." We're not. No.
I'm just saying, if you're in a situation and there's a dead dude, you know, and he's not too rotted, and you haven't eaten for a while, would you do it? That's the scenario. And I think we've both answered in the affirmative. It's within our nature.
Here's what I'm actually hoping happens, honestly, between you, me, and everybody else. I'm hoping that we can give peace a chance, dialogue, discourse. What we're doing now is really the hallmark of our country. We're using a forum to talk civilly and to, you know, disagree or agree on thoughts without resorting to violence. And I think that's what we need to do across the board for everybody in every context, whether, you know, you're upset about an issue or you want to be engaged on an issue. Great. You know, great. I want civil discourse. That's what I want right now in our country from everybody. And I think that we can't be fearmongers. We can't be haters. We need to be able to love one another. And I think, you know, figuring out, you know, how we do that is the way forward. And we've talked about that before. And really, why would we want to lose this great America that we have where we can play DFS, where we can go to school, where there's so many good things that this country has done and so many ways it has brought up people, and it needs to keep growing, of course, but we can't do it through civil, you know, strife and discourse or divisiveness. We have to have discourse. It has to be there. So we're going to discourse on the DFS tonight. Anything else you're thinking about? Big topics on the mind today for Mike?
Well, you know, I am excited about this weekend's games. I'll tell you that. I am looking forward to seeing your picks later. We both lost a little bit of cash. Mike Cash Collins lost a little bit of his nickname last weekend on some of those games. So, yeah, I think I'm holding off this weekend as far as bets outside of, you know, lineups. But yeah, I mean,
let's do this. I got a good way to get into the slate and get into the games. Let's talk about what game we're most excited about, and we'll start with least excited, and we'll count them down 4, 3, 2, 1 to most excited. And then we'll just give a little blurb about what you're thinking and why your mind is where it is. So I can go first since I kind of, you know, put us in this position to kind of do this.
You brought us here.
I brought us here. Yeah, I did. I think I'm least excited about the Packers-Rams game because
Ding, ding, ding.
It's going to be a great matchup. It's going to be a great defensive matchup, offensive matchup. The strengths of this team with our man Aaron Rodgers and his 40-plus touchdowns is offense. So it's going to be a clash of the you know, does defense win or does offense win? So I love that. I don't like that Jared Goff is hurt. He threw like -3 passes last week. Like this game, for it to actually work, I think the Rams have to have more of an offense. And so I don't know if they're going to put it up. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. And if they can't, and it's one of those grind games where it's like 24-7 or something, I like points in the 40s and 50s in playoffs, honestly. I know you can't get it all the time, but On the other hand, Aaron Rodgers could go in there and just light them up. We don't know. We'll see. This is a test. This is a great test, but I'm least excited about this game. I don't know why. I'm just not.
Yeah, me too. To me, the locks this weekend for who's going to win are the Chiefs and the Packers, and that game just doesn't really offer a lot of drama because you're expecting them to take care of business, probably like you said, in a non-sexual way. They'll win the game. Right. You'll see the Packers, be able to deal with that defense enough because they got A-Raj, and I expect them to run the ball more in that game as well. Aaron Rodgers is one of my fades for the weekend. I'm not interested in owning him this weekend. And yeah, because they have such a good secondary. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So that game to me is like you said, I could see that being like 24-7. That's a great prediction for the score. And that would be the game I would bet. The ones I would bet would be the Packers and the Chiefs. So those are I guess the Chiefs versus Browns might be second for me. Just because of the same template. It's like, the Chiefs are going to win the game. Watching that offense is always fun. So that's why I'm going to be more interested in that game than the Packers versus Rams. Plus the Browns, you just don't know who's going to show up. You don't know. They really do surprise people continually. And minus last year, Andy Reid sucks in the playoffs. So there's a little bit more drama in that game for me. But I think Patrick Mahomes just lights him up. His price at $8K. I think he'll. He's going to be. What do you want to do? You want to do triple the price? That's the goal.
Yeah, you want to get around 24 points if you're going to be hitting that red flame on the side there. That's kind of the threshold to give you that boost. He's going to get there. I don't think he's not.
He's going to get red flamed. He's going to get red
flames. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Saints and the Bucks as my second least favorite, and I'll tell you why. It could be one of the best, but
I'm most interested in second.
I'm interested. I'm interested, but I'll tell you why. I think it's going to be better than the games were before. But I mean, old man Brady, he concerns me in this game. He really does. The Washington football team is not as good as the Saints defense. They're just not, and I think that he has been playing well. But I do think the Saints are going to beat him. They get to him. They sack him. He's not great at getting out of the pocket and stuff. He got sacked 3 times in the Washington football team game. He got sacked, 3 times last time he played the Saints. So I feel like he also got picked off 3 times. It's not going to happen verbatim, but I see this game maybe being the one that's not as competitive at points. And so I want competitive football games. And so I actually think that for me, it's flip-flop. I think the Chiefs and the Browns is going to be more competitive because I think Baker Mayfield and them are just going to go balls to the wall. They're just going to do whatever. So the game, even when it's over, it's not going to be over. I think lots of points will be scored in this game on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
I like this is where I agree with the president. There's good people on both sides.
Yeah.
It's like the one thing I can say that he said that I agree with on this one context only, never anything else. That both these matchups really do, they do garner interest, particularly for me. I love Kareem Hunt, but we'll talk about it. Tell me why you like the Brady and the Breeze a little bit or better than the Mahomes and the Baker.
So, like you said, the Saints have just dominated them this year.
Yes.
But I do think that they're a different football team this time. They had Antonio Brown last time they played, but he didn't really know the playbook. him and Brady weren't syncing up. You know, one of his interceptions, I think, was Antonio Brown's fault. So this is one I would not bet. To me, those two defenses are probably the only defenses I'm going to play this weekend too. And I don't know which way I'm leaning. I don't have a lean on this game at all because it's, you know, the trends of the two teams are so different. But then you have their two matchups to kind of adjust your thoughts on it. It seems like the Bucks are just really playing all aspects of good football right now. So if I was going to pick, I think the Bucks are going to win the game. You know,
that is that's an upset pick right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna share from the Fantasy Labs tool here. The Saints are favored by 4 points. 3 went down to 3, so it's 3 now. I think it was 3.5. Yeah, it's 3 points. So I think they win by 10. Honestly, that's just my feel on that. They have all their weapons back, man, and they have not had their weapons back like this before. They're healthy. Their defense is healthier than it's been before.
That's why I think it's going to be a good game.
I think I do, but I think Tom Brady's getting picked again. I think he's going to get picked sixth again. Like, I just feel like some matchups there's just an edge. I think Bruce Arians.
To me, what Brady is doing though now is he's taking control of that offense.
Yeah,
and so they're running a Patriot-style offense.
So you don't think what you're saying is you don't think the Arians can fuck it up? You think it's going to be better?
I don't think so. I think Brady's like, look at me. I am the captain now.
Look at me.
Yeah.
I love it. Different perspectives from Cash and Stacks. So I like it.
And it looks like we're in unison. Definitely the most exciting game this weekend. Ravens, Bills, dude. Who is going to win? I don't know, man. I thought Bills, and the more I've been thinking about it,
I'm going Ravens.
You think Ravens?
Here's why. And this is why I'm leaning Ravens. The Bills.
Civil War to your head. You say Ravens.
I'll say. I mean, and the weather situation might change that. If it's going to be really snowy and gross up there tomorrow night, then I'll shift to Bills because whatever. But the Bills should have shellacked and should have just driven out of town their comp last week, and they didn't. And they let them hang around in the game, and they came back, and that was just kind of that team should never have done that. A strong team steps on the neck. They were up like 14 points or something. Let them back in the game, drove back down, and so for me, I just don't trust the Bills as a mature playoff team right now. Whereas
I get it.
That's just my lean. I don't think Lamar Jackson is better right now. I think they're both playing really good football, amazing football, and the best they've ever played at this time. But there's something about the defense that Baltimore's kind of had over the years. It's been a little bit better than Buffalo's defense. So I think there's still edges here, and so
sure, I agree.
A close game for sure.
But I think Indy's defense is better than the Ravens. So that's another reason why, like, if you're putting Civil War gun to my head, I'd pick Bills. That's my pick. But man, that is by far it's like, my instincts on it are 49.9 Ravens lose the game, 50.1 Bills win the game. I think everybody's so excited to see that, you got Lamar once they were facing the threat of getting out of the playoffs, he just turned it back on, went straight Lamar, and I can't wait because there's going to be electric plays in that game.
Yeah, yeah. Brad's weighing in the chat. He's saying winning big Buffalo. Here's the thing: their offense, yeah, it's just their defense to me is not as solid as it needs to be. It doesn't play a full game all the time, at least in the playoffs. I watched it last year with Houston too. Playoff football is a little different, man. Like you get the queasies in your stomach. I just don't know if that defense. We'll see how it handles tomorrow. We will. I'm interested to see how they attack the running game with Dobbins. He's been doing really well lately, and Harbaugh's a smart coach. So this is going to be, I think, my favorite game. I'm really excited to see this game too. So, you want to walk the slate though? And we've been doing a little.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's jump in. Okay, so here's what the teacher in me has done, because I like doing this kind of stuff because I'm a nerd. Secretly, I'm a nerd. Not even secretly anymore. I just created a little flow chart for us, and I've got the quarterback prices, wide receiver, some of the running backs, tight ends if they're valuable to me in this build, and then we're just going to kind of walk down the slate and talk about the matchups and what we think the game flow is going to look like, and who are players that we are going to be kind of putting in some of our plays, and whether we play them GPP, cash, kind of what it would look like. So the first matchup we kind of touched on a little bit. On the Rams side of the ball, what do you see the game script looking like for them? How does this game play out in your mind?
So as a DFS guy, the entire year, and even during the season when we were doing season-long picks, I have continually looked at who's Jair Alexander matching up against. And he was matching up against Robert Woods.
Yeah.
So Robert Woods is my top fade for the weekend. I am not going near him in one single lineup because of the Jair Alexander coverage.
Yeah. Lockdown.
Yep. He's locked down.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like that. My man, Bowman Big Time, talking about color coded. I do agree.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It just helps me. I put it in the team colors as well. So, the red's a little hard to see for the Buffalo. I might have to change that, but to make it white so we can, I've been having trouble seeing it myself. So, let's get it white in there. But yeah, so I agree with Brad. Brad's on fire for he's like your take. He's going on my take too. I like Cam Akers at 5,700. He's not going to get you 28 points this week. He's not. He'll get you 17 to 21. I said if he gets 25 touches, he gets 20 points. And so maybe he needs a little bit more to get 20 points, but I think he will. I think that they're going to try to control the game on the ground because the Packers have been susceptible to giving up chunk plays on the ground. They're much stronger, like you said, with Alexander in the back. And so I do like Cam Akers at 5,700. I think it's not a lock button, but I've got him in cash against Bo. Bo's got him. I don't know if Bo has him. Bo, do you have him in cash against me? I did the write-up. I should know. I think we both do. He's just 5,700 is really cheap. But I'm not touching Goff. I mean, he's just not. He's not viable in any formats. Don't play Jared Goff. Just to know, this is bad. Bad. Don't do that. What about the pack? The pack attack. How would you use them? What would you think about playing them? And kind of maybe would you stack any of these players up with Aaron Rodgers? He's cheap, 6,900. That's not expensive. That's a cheaper A-Rod. I'm going to go in and get his exactos real quick and took it as. But go ahead. What do you think about this game?
So, like I said, Aaron Rodgers versus that defense. To me, he's already locked up the MVP, and tomorrow, the weather, it's snowing right now there. It's going to be kind of rainy and drizzly through the morning. So I think the field's going to be nasty. I just expect him to, he now that he's got the MVP, he is going to do whatever it takes to win the football game. So, to me, Aaron Jones is much more interesting than he's been over, the tail end of the season because of him hunting for the MVP. I can totally see them using him a bunch. And to me, he's the most interesting play. Devontae Adams, he's got a date with Jalen Ramsey. So I'm I'm nervous about that. And then MBS is getting Darius Williams, who's even better.
Yeah.
So I'm not interested in the wide receivers. I'm fading Devontae Adams this weekend for me personally. I'll tell you my little sneaky pick. I'm just wondering. I might, throw him in a GPP lineup or two because of the field and because I think they're going to be doing anything to win that game. I wonder if AJ Dillon comes back into the mix. I know Jamal Williams is back, and that usually means you don't see AJ Dillon, but I just wonder if he has a little bit of a breakout again because of the situation. I mean, I can see Aaron Rodgers wanting to call his number. If the guy's breaking off 7-yard runs each carry, then I could see him continuing to get the ball. But that's not something, that's kind of like a dart throw. Maybe a lineup or two.
I like that dart throw. I think for me, if I'm going to play any one-offs from this offense that are in the pass receiving, it might be Tunyon at 4,200 or Lazard at 39. But I haven't put that many in my lineups yet so far. This is my favorite game to play. I think you nailed it on the head. Aaron Jones is by far the best play from this game, particularly in cash too. He's pretty solid, got a solid floor. So let's talk about our favorite game, the next game on the slate, which is our beloved running quarterbacks. They've got rushing potential, they've got passing potential, they've got yards. Woo! I love this.
This is gonna be a back and forth, punch in the mouth, touchdown, come back, get a touchdown type ball game.
I got a boner.
I know.
I'm
so excited. My D is creeping up my V as well, thinking about it. What's the spread?
Oh, that's a great question. So let's go over to our friends here. I love Fantasy Labs, by the way. I'm not getting paid to do this. I just love them. So you can see that there's a 3-point spread right now, 26 and 23, for a total of 49. I like it to go over that, honestly.
I do too. I like that.
That's an over for me if we're going to be throwing cash around, stacks and cash of gambling here. But I like the over in that for me. I do. I think it's the last person who has the football wins. I could just see one of these quarterbacks driving down for either a tie and they're going to get a field goal or getting the touchdown to go ahead. This is going to be a hell of a game. So what do you think is going to be your team Bills, which I love? What's your favorite stack or what's your favorite play in this offense? Is it Josh Allen? What are you doing?
To me, one of the premier stacks of this weekend is Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. I look at that matchup and I think Stephon Diggs, he shows you week in, week out. It doesn't matter who the cornerback is. It really doesn't. He always finds a way to have a breakout play. With Josh Allen's arm, and his skill set, they're like an invincible duo. So to me, that's probably my second favorite stack. And as far as cost, I think that's Stephon Diggs is one of the tier 1 guys I've got. The guys that are like 6,300 or over. He's 7,300. He's a tier 1 guy. I also am interested in Gabriel Davis. I just think if there's a second receiver, I like him. He's just been getting targets. So, he's a nice tier 3 guy at 4K. Beyond that, Cole Beasley, I might throw him in a lineup or two. And then I'm not really too keen on either John Brown or Isaiah McKenzie right now. So, and then of course the backs. Who wants any of Buffalo's backs? They're just the worst.
Well, here's the thing. Zach Moss is out. So Devin Singletary is kind of the feature back this week. His ownership is around 33% on the DraftKings main. Just so you do know that, I'm not going to play him either. I'm not a big Singletary guy. I'm not going to play him. I'm sorry. He's not my guy. I love
what's his cost? Let's look at what Singletary is.
Let's go to
Singletary is.
Here we go. He's
4,500.
So he's cheap. Yeah. He's cheap.
Yeah, he might be like a nice flex, you know. Yeah, that Zach Moss nugget is important.
It is important.
So,
yeah. Well, I mean, it still doesn't change that much for me. I think the best play with the most upside is Diggs, and then if you're going to be contrarian, you can do a John Brown stack. He got nothing last week, the donut, so people will be off of him. But that's if you're just looking for those deep plays. Particularly, Bosa's
I just think that defense is not as good. Like the last comment just said, that secondary isn't on the same level as the Colts.
Yeah.
So, I think Diggs goes ham, and there's space for at least one other receiver. So, Gabriel Davis is my pick.
I like it. And if you want to go contrarian and tight end, Dawson Knox is 3,100. We didn't put him on here, but that is a price that he is.
Yeah. Dawson Knox is one of my 3 tight ends that I'm going to be. There's not that many permutations now. This is really the last,
real slate.
Yes. Yeah, this is it, man. And it's, you got 4 games, so
it's beautiful.
The permutations are much smaller, So I'm sticking with just a few guys for quarterback and tight end. And Dawson Knox, he's 3,100, so I think he's well worth that.
Yeah. I on the other side of the game with Lamar, you could definitely play Lamar naked if you're going to play him. I think I play him more naked than not. But if I did look for a correlative, advantage, I might be running out a stack of him and Hollywood or him and Andrews. I don't think I'd do both of them as a double stack. I know they're pretty cheap, but I don't think I would do that. I think a dart throw at either Des Bryant down at 3,000, 3K. That might work if you're looking in that game to game stack that. You do a Josh Allen, maybe one of those guys naked. If you're going to game stack this, play one of the quarterbacks naked or do a run back with maybe Dobbins. You can do a lot of different things here, but I don't think I'll get a lot of Miles Boykin right now. But 3,100, he's something. If you have nothing else to do down there with that money, you could do worse. Maybe not much worse, but you could do worse. So
yeah, I think the Andrews Lamar is the stack for that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's the top one for me as well.
Andrews is I think worth every bit of 5K. I think he's worth it. I think he has a great game this weekend. I mean, we've been watching them not connect too, and they're still, and he's still having good games. So, if he has a big week this week, it's going to be a big week, I think.
Yeah.
So
I love that. Yeah, he's in my tight end pool for sure this week. A real good value. Let's jump down to my second favorite game, your third favorite game. Let's talk about the Chiefs here. They're priced up. You can just see, we're talking $16K to get them both, Tyreek and Mahomes. It is the biggest stack on DraftKings right now. 51% ownership for Mahomes, 50% ownership for Tyreek. Surprisingly, Kelsey is only 7,800. Kelsey over Tyreek for me this week. I think the Sammy Watkins injury and him being out, it does give way for, Mecole Hardman, I think, over Robinson. But I think really it gives our man, Travis Kelsey, the middle. He's going to be in the middle all day long. He's going to be out in the middle. And, not that Denard Robinson isn't going to be out there, but he has 1,400 yards receiving this year. He's going to be getting over 100. My projection for him is 125 yards, a touchdown, and like 10 receptions. So I think he goes bonkers. He's my number one tight end and one of the best values on the slate for me. I think Tyreek Hill can do that too, but I like the ownership that you're saving 25% ownership on that stack if you do a high-end stack in one of your lineups this week.
Yeah, man. I mean, to me, picking between Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce is like trying to pick between the Ravens and the Bills. I have no idea. Tyreek Hill is going to be getting covered from the worst corner in the playoffs, MJ Stewart. So, I mean, to me, it's like if there's a double stack here, I mean, the price is outrageous, but I agree with you. I think Kelce has just a typical Travis Kelce game, and I think Tyreek Hill, he has the potential to do what he did in, what was that, like week 12, where he had like 200 yards in the first quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, to me, that's the quarterback wide receiver stack of this weekend is Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. I know they'll scheme for it. But he's just one of those kind of guys. You can't really scheme for cheetah-like speed with a great quarterback. So I just think he gets open and scores touchdowns.
Yeah. No, I like this. What I like to do is I don't like to actually stack this game. I like to stack the wide receivers. So I've done a lot of Baker lineups, and then I'll have Baker as my QB, and then I'll have Kareem Hunt, or I'll have my guy, Nick Chubb, and I'll pick one of the other running backs, and then I'll put in Tyreek Hill. I might have him and Kelce. That's one I've had in a few, but I'll pick either one of them, and then probably Mecole over Denard in that, and I'll have two pieces of that game, but not Patrick Mahomes, hoping that, let's say Baker gets 25 points. Well, that value just crushes, even though Patrick Mahomes gets 31 points. I'm getting that $2,700 discount to get more points from somebody else. Maybe I can actually get Tyreek Hill now, and I can get Kelce because I went Baker. So that's kind of what
I love it, man.
Leveraging this.
Yeah. And you've been seeing, I mean, every week, the person at the top of the prize pool is always the one that is correlating. They pick the right game to correlate, and this is a good one, I mean, this is the one that you think is going to be, there's going to be a lot of points. I think the two best games probably to correlate are this one and the Ravens Bills, where you pick almost every player in your lineup, and then throw a little dart throw at a flex position with somebody cheap. So Baker at 5,300 is definitely attractive to me too.
Yeah, and at 1% owned, I mean,
right.
Come on, man, that's a Millie Maker winner right there if he goes off. So, Bo and I have been working on these things together this week. His process, me, mine. We've come up with a lot of similar things as we've been looking at it. And I like it. And maybe we're wrong. Maybe we're not. We'll see what happens. We've been hot. But anyway.
They got to go play. We'll have to see what happens. But, yeah, man. Yeah, with a Baker lineup, you have so much flexibility,
Here's one of my favorite double stacks with the Baker. I like to go Baker, Kareem Hunt, Austin Hooper, and then have it run back with Tyreek Hill and Kelce, or Tyreek Hill and Mecole, or Kelce and Mecole. So I've got 5 players from that game, which is half my lineup. But if the flow goes that way, I've got pieces of Mahomes through his players, and hoping that the one of the running backs hits on the other side for Baker. That would really make a big difference, I think, in this. So that's kind of where I'm thinking.
Yeah, man. Austin Hooper at 3,800 to me too. I mean, my three tight ends are Mark Andrews, Austin Hooper, and Dawson Knox. So Austin Hooper at 3,800, I think, is a steal. They are, I think, 31st versus tight ends. So, and that, I mean, he's just been getting so many targets the last few weeks. So he's Baker's safety valve. So, I'm definitely going to be playing with the combination to this weekend with Austin Hooper.
I love it. Well, let's wrap the slate up with the last game. Who do you want to jump in and talk about? I'm flexible. I go ACDC. I go both ways on this one. Where are your plays? Where are your stack attacks? What are you thinking about this game?
So I think your tier 2 guys. I only had 2. We didn't really talk too much about Cooper Kupp, just because it's just not sexy. But Antonio Brown at 5,400, I'm going to be putting him in probably every lineup. I think.
I like that.
Yeah. For me, Antonio Brown is going to be the key to me winning money this weekend. And that's another reason why I think this game is going to be different than the previous 2 games. I think it's all going to be because of Antonio Brown. He's just such a gamer, you know. He will show up.
Yes, he will.
And at 5,400, you can build around that with all sorts of sexy people. Honestly, probably my favorite double stack, a fat stack of cash, is Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown. Godwin is got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson as his corner, and that is the worst corner on New Orleans.
Nice.
So I believe that he is also worth his price point. He's only 6,100. So that's a pretty sexy build right there with 6,100 and 5,400.
Yeah. Well, I like that. And I like it. You could go run it back on the other side. And if you wanted to put Kamara in there, you could do that as well, because they're not so expensive that you could still pay up and get him, which is pretty cool. They priced him down several $100. I think it was $600, which I loved. Michael Thomas went up a little bit, but Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, you could have a stack with Deontay Harris or Cook. I'm kind of fading Sanders this week, but Deontay Harris was let loose. I like him at 3,500 as a sneaky little play. If he gets behind the defense, then they're not going to catch him. So he has breakaway potential. You could stack him, Kamara, and Breeze, and still have room to run it back with Godwin or Antonio Brown. So I think there's a lot of potential in this game as well to run it back.
Yeah. Honestly, the more I'm thinking about it as we're talking, I think the way I'm going to build a lot of my lineups tonight and tomorrow is, correlating the games, and racking up individual lineups with the people that I think are going to hit. I think Michael Thomas too at 6,700 is somebody that I want a ton of shares of. Kamara, he's the primo back, but he's well worth it. To me, the guy definitely I'm fading is Gronk. That's enough. I mean, we saw that versus the Washington football team. I think he is going to be called on to block in this game and keep Tom Brady safe. So I don't want any shares of Gronk. They're I think the best team in the playoffs versus tight ends anyway. And he shows you how valuable he is as a blocking, offensive lineman. So I I just think he's kind of the key to that offense, being able to play that quick passing game. So I want no shares of Gronk this weekend.
I just threw up in the chat. I didn't throw up, but I put up. Sorry, I shouldn't say I threw up. Well, I did. Gronk, I agree. I'm out on Gronk as well. I heard somebody touting him this week just about his potential. I know at 3,600, it's pretty cheap. He catches a touchdown. He's kind of hit value. It could happen.
Possible.
It could happen. I could, but I'm not going
to. Looks for him down there, but
I'm not chasing.
Yep.
Well, I love it. Let's jump into who we think is going to win each of these games, and we kind of hinted at it, but let's get the official on the record. Lead pipe lock of the week win. And the Arnold voice are going to crush it. What do you got in the first game?
I will take the Packers. Look at the points, though. Let me see the points.
All right, let's get into the points.
Yeah, let me see the spread.
It is 6.5. Ooh, it needs to get to 7. It needs to get to 7. 6.5. Green Bay is favored at home in the snow potentially.
Not in the snow, but it's going to be yucky. Yeah, I'll take the Packers getting 6.5. I'll take them.
Pack attack. I'm going to take it as well. I'm going to take that. I would take it.
You see our man Bo pick the Rams. Bo's going Rams.
I know. It's because David Bakhtiari's out, and he's the best lineman in the game, one of the best. So that's what I'm speaking for him. But that's just kind of what But I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna go with the same pick as you. So we're gonna go against Bo at 2-1. We're winning
2-1. Okay.
All right, bro. What about game number 2? And that is maybe the best game of them all. And that is the Ravens and the Bills, a nightcap. There's a 3-point edge for the Bills. Are you taking the Bills and the points? You think it's going to be a 3-point push? What do you think?
Man, like I said, I would not put any money on it. If I'm picking, I'm going to pick the Bills win this game. The only thing I want to pick in this game is the over at 49. I like that game going over 49 points.
I like that. I think Bo called the under, so we're fading Bo on the overs and the unders, which means one of us is going to win and one of us is going to lose, which I like. I'm going to go the Ravens in this game. And I think they win 27-23, 27-24, something like that. I'm going Ravens on this, and that's how I feel about it. That's what I think. Next game, we have it's not good. Cleveland is minus 10.5. 57.5 is the over the line here. Cleveland's been involved in some wild shootouts recently with Pittsburgh, with Tennessee. They give up the points and they score points too. So Vegas is hemorrhaging that they will be crushing. They don't want to lose all their money. What do you think about this number 10.5? Would you take the points in this? Would you take the Cincinnati? I'm sorry, the Cincinnati, the Kansas City Chiefs? What are you going to do?
I couldn't bet this one, man, because I don't have a strong lean, but I guess who I think is going to win, Chiefs.
Yeah.
You kind of convinced me. I would go under in this one. Yeah. I think that's a really high number. So just based on history, I'm going to go under with the number. But the points, yeah, I'd take Cleveland with the points. I think you've got me a little bit convinced that this game's going to be different than what Vegas is saying.
Yeah, I think it'll be a little bit different. I think these are real football teams who are really going to try hard to win. And I think the Kansas City Chiefs are better, but I don't know if they're 10.5 points better. Might be 7 or 8 or 9, maybe 10, but maybe not 10.5. That hook is what got me, man. Like, that's why I want that hook. Don't go away. Keep me that 10.5. What about the last game? And that game is a 3-point spread right now in favor of the home team here. So that basically means it's a push, right? I don't know if the home team crowd's even there. It's not even there. It doesn't really matter. But what you're gonna talk about the Bucks here, I think.
Yeah, I'll take the Bucks. I think they win the game straight up. So, of course, I'm going to take them getting 3.
Yeah. What do you think about the 52? Over, under? It's a big number.
I like the over. I like the over for this game. I think this is going to be a really good football game. You know, I do think the Saints have the ability to just punch teams in the mouth and come out and they have such a great head coach. They're gonna scheme things up. It's gonna be a really fun football game to watch if you like all the little intricacies. I do think though that just based on what's been happening lately, I think the Bucs can win this game.
I love it. And that's it. We've wrapped it. I'm going to pick the Saints. This is my ever-growing monster feed here.
What is this thing, man?
This is TweetDeck.
Is this okay? That's what it is. TweetDeck.
Yeah, I don't use this.
What you always pull this up? I'm like, what in the hell is this?
Yeah, this is TweetDeck. I think the tweet is gone, but let's see. Yeah, the tweet is unavailable. So my tweet is like defunct. It expired. So I can't use my tweet right now. Let's start with one of your tweets. And which one do you want to start with?
Okay, hold on. All right, so go right there. That guy, that nerdy looking dude. Don't let it play at all. Wait. Okay, I want to explain this guy to you. I don't know how me and you have never heard of this guy, but I believe his name's JL Calvin. We saw him do stand-up in DC, and he has got such a great Donald Trump impression that he's gone on Howard Stern. He's blowing up. If you can do a good Donald Trump,
I think I have the right one. Then I have somebody.
No, that's it. Don't get off. Don't go back.
Okay.
So I don't know how we've never heard this.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to share this with you. This is. I don't know who's got a better Trump. I mean, maybe Joe Calvin. This guy, his name's like Shrimp JAJ. He has like 50,000 followers, so he's trending. He's getting big. This is one of the funniest impressions of what Donald Trump just said after the riots on the Capitol. This is the funniest thing in the world.
Okay. I know, I know you're angry, but come home and get in our big bed. You can come into the master bedroom and lay with me in the big, nice bed if you go home right now. Everything was stolen. You have every right to be violent, but don't be violent. I know that you're angry right now, but don't do karate chops and don't do spin kick and don't do punches or any of it, but do guns and do knives. But go home and come home with me. Listen, you are a special boy. You're beautiful, and Daddy loves you very much. Your daddy loves you an extremely great deal. And if you go home right now, I promise you, you can have a Lego set. If you go home right now, we're going to, you know what, on the way home, for us to get in a big bed together, and we are going to watch SpongeBob movie. On the way home, we're going to stop by Target, and you can pick out a Lego set up to $30 this time. And everybody knows that $30 got you a pretty kick-ass Lego set in the 20s, okay? And I know it's a smaller Lego set these days, but it's at least a car, a spaceship, a vehicle with 2 minifigures, okay? $29.99 and not a penny more. And you can go and pick it out. You can pick out which one you want. And if you want to do 2 $15 Lego sets, that's fine with me. Sometimes it feels like you get more bang for your buck. But you're a very special boy, and I love you. And you can get in the bed with us tonight until 9:30. And then you've got to go back to your own room. It's very important to us, okay? We're going to watch. I'll let you watch PG-13 tonight. We're going to do a big PG-13. but you've got to sleep in your own bed after 9:30. Go home, continue to blow everything up, and be super pissed off you have ever risen. But go home, and you will get Lego set, and we will watch movie.
No kicks, no punches, but knives and guns.
We'll watch movie. Oh,
That guy is
funny.
That guy's hilarious. I think you
I
win.
know.
I think you win. I can hold up mine to the camera after yours because mine's on my phone. I did screen grab the video because it was so funny. I had to screen grab it, and I can show it on my phone and put it up there. But I'll let us do your next one. Tell us about this next one.
Okay, this one's not nearly as funny. So if I'd have known I was gonna win for sure, I would have saved that one. This one is, I don't know who this chick is. I just came across her. Her name is Alyssa Limperus.
Okay, here we go.
But pretty funny. Great follow on Twitter. Start following her, and she's hilarious. This is just her impression, which I thought was really funny. I've gone and visited mom before, and my mom's different than this mom, but you get the point when you're somebody that goes and visits from out of town and sees your mom. It's just a great video.
All right, let's rock it out.
Come on and put your bags down. Take your shoes off. I just vacuumed. Want a Fresca? A cold. Clean that out. Now it just has pans in it. Take your pants off. I'll throw them in the wash now. Why you call your cousin? She got a new job. Good afternoon. You finally got up? Neighbors bought a new car. Must be doing pretty well for themselves. You gotta turn these lights off. We're getting our first tulip. Put these in a big sale. Okay. Did you see your room? I reorganized it. Did I come in still? The mailman's really screwing up all my mail. Grab the recycling. Alphabetical order. When's the last time you've been to the dentist? Want to make a BJ's run? Your grandma made you these lentils. Why don't you take them home with you on the train? I took a lot of pictures of sunsets. I want to show you all of them. I got about 300. Turn the lights off. Come on. One with a bird flying over it. I want to frame it. Yeah, you want a chocolate? They're from Valentine's Day 2 years ago. Don't come in here. I haven't gotten to this room yet. Help me put up the big flag. Get all your favorite foods. Gotta get this washed. It's terrible. It's half a paper towel, so you don't waste the whole thing. I'm gonna preheat the oven just in case. When you leave, make sure to set the alarm, even if you're just going outside. Finally, nice day to grill out. Can you not leave your shoes in the middle of the living room? I don't have enough room on my phone. Take a picture of the tulip for me, will you? Don't worry, I just made your bed. I haven't seen the neighbors grill out this year. They always grill out. Must be something going wrong. Cleaning out the coats. You want any of these? They look real, huh? They're fake. Hungry? I got 100 cal Nabiscos. Kept the tags on just in case. Yeah.
Fake.
Girl Scouts trying to sell me cookies. You can make my own cookies. I'm fine. Oh my God. Cleaned your brother's room. Talked to your brother recently? Maybe we'll FaceTime. You want to get coffee? Why don't you take the good car? It's snow in the middle of April. Unbelievable. When's the next time you're coming home? Don't open that unless I'm around. Come on, you gotta turn these lights off. Racking up the bill. I got plenty. Why don't you take some of these home? Oven's preheated. Got you this. Isn't that kind of nice? Because you live in Brooklyn. Just trim the bushes like the lawn. Got it cut. Gotta say, the place looks pretty nice.
Oh, I
That's
love
good.
it. I love it. Let me unshare our screen here. Stop the screen share. And then I'm going to share my video. I stole this off of one of our friends on the tweeters. And so it's not my video. It's a video of his daughter being super funny. And he put up there, I don't know if his wife got mad and made him take it down, but it was really funny because she is she's repeating things her dad has said.
Okay.
And yeah, let me actually get to this real quick. So
Can you cast it onto the screen from your phone?
I've never done that before.
Yeah. Well, how are you gonna do it? You're just gonna put it up to the screen?
Is that gonna work or no?
Yeah, that'll work.
All right, here. Let's get the volume up on this guy. Here we go.
Has Daddy taught you anything helpful? What?
So his mom is talking to the daughter and said, "Your dad taught you?" Because before that, she was saying, God damn it. And so
Yeah.
that was the second video. I was like, well, has Dad taught you anything that is helpful? And she's like, poop. It's like Dad's got her cussing and talking about poop. And that's my life. Like my kids are around like touching butts, like pooping, talking, cussing. My wife's just like, I live with boys. And I'm like, you know what? You do. I'm sorry. My girls are a little bit more boy at times. They love a good poop joke, and my wife hates it. So yeah, that's a girl after my own heart. I love her. Her dad's hilarious. He's a girl dad. He's got 2 of them, just like I do, and he's training them real early in the ways of cussing and poop. So God bless him.
That kid looks like she's the same age as my son, and my son has this. It's this pirate boat that it's called Wrapped and Hook. Mm-hmm. And you press this button and it plays a rap song, and he loves it. He dances around.
Oh, I love that.
And recently he has started asking or telling us that instead of Wrapped and Hook, he just goes, he said poop. You hear him say, he's like, he said poop. He said poop. And so we love it because when your 3-year-old says poop, it's always funny. It's pretty universally funny. We're like, yeah, he did say poop.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah. I love a good doo-doo joke. What can you know?
Yeah, poop in a 3-year-old's mouth as a joke it's comedy gold.
It is. Well, I gotta wrap this up because I got another show coming up next. I hate to break it, but next, me and my friend Mr. Bowman Big Time are going to do the second edition of our show. We did one last week. This is Chalk Blocked, and we're going to do a little Chalk Block DFS show after this. We got a special guest coming on. Stick around to find out who it is. You will not be disappointed. Can't wait to see everybody. Mike, you're awesome. We'll be back either next Thursday or Friday to preview the championship game. Can't wait for that. I hope you cash. I'm going to cash.
Yeah, as long as there's no civil war. So go out and seize the day.
Don't seize anybody's property, though. So have a good one,
seize
everybody.
the day.
Peace.
Yeah, peace.